YouTube world. How's everybody doing? I'm Rhonda, and thank you for watching. This morning, I'm going to be doing some yeast bread, or making some yeast bread. And I have some new subscribers, so I thought I'd go ahead and video it. With the holidays just about here, this is a great recipe to make for your Thanksgiving breakfast, your Thanksgiving dinner, because you can do it in loaves or you can do it in rolls. And it's easy. It's not that many ingredients. All you need to do is buy some yeast, bread flour, or I'm going to use all-purpose flour today because I normally use bread flour, and I thought, well, we're going to switch it up, and I want to show y'all that you can use all-purpose flour. Now, there's a lot of different kinds of yeast. Yeast is yeast, yes. Some of it's fast-acting. Some of it has a coating around it. You can Google that. It'll tell you a lot more about it. I do have a video about yeast when I was making some bread. I've made bread several times. But I've been using this Rapid Rise Fleshman's yeast. Always check your expiration date. You don't want to go ahead and mix it all up before you let your yeast proof. I don't care if it's Rapid Rise or instant, because sometimes it don't work. You can keep your yeast in the freezer or the refrigerator. The freezer, it usually never goes bad. Now, I find that most recipes call for 1 packet of yeast. I also find that there's a lot of yeast left over in this packet once you dump it to proof it. I add a little bit of water down into this packet because there is a lot left over. And you want to get all your ingredients. You really do. All right. So we're going to need 1 packet of yeast. We got to have 2 cups of warm water. I put some of that yeast in here already. You never want your water more than 110 degrees because it will kill your yeast. You don't want it cold because they'll never wake up. Okay? So you want it to be warm, and that's 2 cups. All right. Now this recipe calls for 2 cups of water, a packet of yeast. All right. You need 1/3 cup of sugar. You can use honey. You need 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. Now, if you want olive oil flavor in your bread, you can use olive oil. But I always use a flavorless oil. Anything that's flavorless, unless you prefer olive oil. You need 1/4 cup of some type of oil because that helps your bread to stretch, to have the elasticity. Moisture gives it moisture. Got to have that. Never forget your salt. If you forget your salt, you're going to have a flavorless bread. So we need about 1.5 teaspoons of salt. 6 cups of flour, either bread flour or all-purpose flour. Alrighty, and then you need 2 loaf pans, and I think that's about it. 2 cups of water, your salt, your sugar, your oil, and your flour, and your pans. And this recipe calls for 2.5 tablespoons of yeast because I'm making 2 loaves. My allergies are worse in the winter and fall than they are in the spring. Okay, you need 1.5 tablespoons of yeast. Let me see what I got here. All right, that's 1. I'll put it in my water, and then I'm gonna have to open up another packet. I may have a half here. I used this just the other day. Put a little bit of water in this. See, there's a lot of yeast left over in these packets. A lot. See there? And my fingers are clean. I want to get all of that yeast. All right. So that is 1.5 tablespoons of yeast. Okay. Now, we need, sorry about that, y'all. Stir that around a little bit. Get it broke up. And never put your salt directly in contact with your yeast because they don't like it. It will kill them. Now we're going to add our sugar, a 1/3 cup of sugar or honey, whichever one you like. Now sugar does feed the yeast, but it also does a lot for the bread itself. And that's in another video that I made. It's not only for the yeast, no. And then we got 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. We're gonna go ahead and pour that in. Okay, we got that, y'all. Now we're gonna wait and put our salt in with our flour. So we're gonna set this aside. I can already tell it's gonna bloom because it's getting frothy. It's getting frothy. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. If you can see, it's just been about 5 minutes. And see, it's getting frothy. So you know that it's working. And I didn't even stir the sugar around. I meant to do that. And what these yeast do, they eat that sugar and then they put off a gas called carbon dioxide. So that's working. All right, now you gotta have your big old bowl. Big old bowl. And we're gonna have to have 6 cups of flour. Like I said, you can use bread flour or all-purpose flour. I'm trying to get this camera right, y'all. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and add, and do your measurements properly, because that's important. So that's 1. One more cup. Okay. There we go. And then you want to add your salt to your flour. 1.5 teaspoons of salt. That's important. I'm sorry, I was trying to get my camera just right, my phone, so I could see. Stir that up really good. Now, if you wanted to make garlic bread or any kind of a spice bread, whatever, you could add it to this. You can even make cinnamon rolls with this. But I have a really good cinnamon roll recipe. I will make those again soon. And I think I have a video on that also. Break your flour up really good. All right. I'll make a little well there. Okay, now we're gonna pour that in. And pour it all in. And I stirred it up because the sugar hadn't dissolved all the way, so I want to get all that out. And just mix it up. You can do this in your stand mixer. Now there's two ways you can do this bread. You can knead it, or you can do the no knead version. It's just a fold and stretch and fold. But if you do this in your stand mixer, let it mix for about 10 minutes until it's smooth and it pulls away from your bowl. Now, certain days, we've talked about this a lot. It depends on the humidity. Sometimes you might have to add extra water. And I believe I'm gonna have to. Let me mix it just a few more minutes because it's real shaggy. So I'm gonna just add a little bit more, not much. Just a little bit. Because it doesn't take much to pull the rest of it together. I think it's good enough. And that's it as far as the ingredients. And you know, this would make great, the loaves, if you make a loaf of bread and you wanted to add raisins and cinnamon to it, or dates, whatever. It'd make a great Christmas gift. I mean, who wouldn't love a fresh loaf of baked bread? I would. All right. Now, I don't mind kneading bread because I enjoy it. I really do. And see, it's sticky, and that's fine. Now, like I said, if you do it in your stand mixer, you don't want it to be this sticky. You want to go ahead and do it until it's smooth and it pulls away from the bowl. And you don't have to add extra flour if it's sticky. If it's real sticky, just let it go a few more minutes, because the more flour you add, the drier your bread can be. Now I'm going to knead this for a few minutes, but then I'm going, when it rises some, I'm going to do the stretch and fold. And pull your sleeves up. All right, I'm gonna knead this for just a few minutes. And I'm gonna put it back in my bowl, and we're gonna cover it up and let it rise in a warm spot. Alrighty? Okay. I wanted to tell y'all, last year I went to my sister's for Thanksgiving, this year I'm gonna be doing it because my daughter and them, and grandchildren, they wanna be here. And I'm gonna start prepping the day before, and I'm going to be recording what I make for Thanksgiving, and I'm gonna be putting up my Christmas tree soon, in the next day or so. I'm gonna try. I got someone I think that's coming today and help me some in my basement. It's a wreck. I would show it to y'all, but I would probably be embarrassed. You know, when you remarry, you wind up with a lot of stuff. And I started remodeling it, repainting it several years ago before my previous husband passed away. And then I just, I didn't ever finish it. I never did finish it. And I've already given away, donated a lot of clothes. Brandy said, I've never seen anybody with so many clothes. But if most of you women are like me, you think you're gonna wear a lot of it and you never do. And they say if you don't wear it within a year or two, you need to get rid of it. Or we think we're gonna lose all that weight or a little bit of weight, and you can wear something that you used to love to wear. And anyway, that's just the way women think, or I do. All right, you see how it's going back? That means I formed some gluten and building texture. Oh, I used to make bagels and pretzels. I'm gonna start making those again too. That daggone Randy loves this bread. I believe he could eat an entire loaf by himself. He never complains when he sees me making bread. Okay, that's good enough. I'm gonna let it rise now. And you wanna, when you wanna put a little vegetable oil or something in your bowl to keep it from sticking. That's just a little olive oil. That's not enough to really change the flavor of anything. You just don't want to, unless you want the olive oil flavor throughout your entire loaf of bread. You want to take a clean dishcloth and just lay it over your bowl and put it somewhere warm and check it in about 35, 40 minutes, maybe up to an hour if you're busy. Now my bread has risen some, and I just want to show you 2 ways that you can achieve a beautiful loaf of bread. Now this method here is what we call the no knead method. You have some warm water and you dip your fingers into that warm water and you just pull your bread and fold it over, or your dough. And we're moistening our fingers to hydrate the bread, the dough. Excuse me, y'all. And that's stretch and fold. Press down. And just do it a couple of times, and then we're going to cover it back up. Plus, that helps redistribute the yeast so it can munch on another spot. Alrighty. And then we're gonna flip our bread. I'm sorry, I keep calling it bread. We're gonna flip our dough over. I'm gonna cover it back up. And wait about 45 more minutes and do it again. Alrighty, I'll be back. Okay, as you saw in my grocery haul, I bought a chicken. It was a whole chicken in this roasting pan, and it's a big roasting pan. But I'm gonna go ahead and roast my chicken in it and give it a whirl. All right, and let me show you what I'm gonna do. I've got an apple. It's a Granny Smith apple. And I'm just gonna peel it a little bit. You don't have to peel it. Need to sharpen this knife again. I'm gonna put it in my little thing here. Then I've got a lemon. You can stick your lemon in the microwave for just a second or two, and it will help release some of the juices. Set them in my thing. And an onion. You don't really have to peel your onion unless you're gonna eat it. And a couple cloves of garlic, 2 or 3. I'm not even gonna really peel it. I just wanna mash it to release some of the oils. Well, the peeling came off pretty good, so anyway. So this is what I'm going to stuff my chicken with. All right, this is probably about a 7-8 pound chicken, it looks like. You know, I forgot to even look. I'm gonna cut its little thingamajigger off here. And I have to bleach that. So anyway, let me get my seasonings. Okay, I'm gonna put some thyme. Well, actually, I need to spray it with some olive oil first. And put some thyme on it. And you don't have to put any of these. It's up to you. I'm not gonna do any little bit of celery. And some salt, and you can use right much salt, and some black pepper. Now you can put poultry seasoning on it too if you want to. But I think this is fine. I don't want to overdo it with the, you know, spices. All right. All right, I'm gonna take these and just stuff it. And it gives it such wonderful flavor. So I'm gonna leave this hunk of fat thing here. I'm just gonna drop it down in there. Some apple, onion, some lemon, and just stuff it in there. If you don't do anything else, the onion really does help a lot. All right, let me wash my hands. I hope it sits up so I can put the seasoning inside of it too. And I always bleach stuff after I deal with poultry. Most of you know that. And when I cook this most of the way, I'm going to add some vegetables in this roaster. Some salt in there and some pepper. And just squirt some olive oil down in there. And my hands are clean, I washed them. Okay, now. Move all of that. And let me get my roaster. And it's huge. And I'm just going to put a little olive oil down in here. And if you wanted to add some broth or something like that, you can. I'm gonna pick him up, set him over in here. And you can tie his legs up and all that, but I'm not going to today. Let me wash my hands again. You have to be very careful. Some of the seasoning came off, so let's just kind of reapply a little bit. Okay, so there we go. And we're gonna cook this on 400, it said 400 for roasted chicken, for about 2 hours. And I'm going going to plug this up. This is the first roaster I've ever had, the pan. And I was reading it, and you can even bake a cake. You can do all kinds of stuff in here. I think that's great. Cakes, cookies, rolls, muffins, bread, pies. I might even, well, it won't be done in time. I was going to say I ought to do one of my loaves in it. All right, y'all, so here we go. There it is. I'm going to put the lid on it. And then crank it up to 400. Wish me luck. Don't y'all go nowhere. I'll be back. Okay, my dough is all ready to be put in the pan. I got 2 loaf pans, they're old. But I've buttered them, and I've also buttered the top because they're gonna rise up. All right. I'm gonna dump it here. Here we go. Make sure y'all can see good. And my counter, I bleached it. I've told y'all I bleached and cleaned it. All right, I'm gonna cut this in half. Still kind of sticky, but it's all right. I'm gonna put this half back in the bowl for right now. Daggone it. Let me get my rolling pin. I need a little bit of flour. Alrighty. Try to get all the air out if you can. And me cooking my chicken in that roaster, you can definitely do all that in the oven. I've done it in the oven a bunch of times. And there's several ways you can do this. Some people do it like the envelope, you know, fold it like you do an envelope. But I like to roll mine. Just pull on it and make it tight. And just pinch it together, like so. Okay, I'll be right back. Now you don't have to, but it does help it sometime to keep from expanding too much. It'll let some of the air out. If you want to cut it with a sharp knife or a razor. See the texture in there? So I'm going to let this rise. It won't take long because it's pretty warm in here. And we'll do the other loaf. Okay, I want to put some cheese in this one. You can even incorporate some butter and knead it if you wanted to. You can put chives, olives, all kinds of stuff. Just make it your own. Alrighty. And that cheese will come melting out. Okay. I have been craving pasta salad. I think I'm gonna make me some. Okay, this chicken is falling apart. The legs is about to fall off of it. I put some potatoes and some carrots and a few sweet potatoes in there. And I forgot to tell y'all, I did put some butter in my chicken. And then I put a little bit on top. And it's smelling so good. It's done. So I am thinking about pasta salad. I don't know. We'll see. I covered my bread up with parchment paper because if I cover it up with a towel, I'm afraid that it would weigh it down. Now, I've got some fusilli bucate. Is that how you say it? I like this pasta. And I'm gonna make me some pasta salad. Randy does not like pasta salad. I don't know why. He has a limited palate. See those, it's good. And I've got some black olives. I have some chives. I'm gonna put some celery, cucumber, and some scallions, green pepper, and anything else I can find. Now I'm going to cut my vegetables up small. I put them in my little chopper-opper. This is the best little thing. And I've washed all this. And I've got about a rib of celery. I thought I got all the strings off of it, but I don't guess I did. And I have some leaves, celery leaves. A little bit of green pepper. And I'll chop them up separately. Regular onion. I have been wanting some pasta salad so bad. Check my chicken. That's what I want. And then I'll cut up my cucumbers small. And this is an English cucumber. And I really like the celery leaves. They have a lot of flavor. I never throw those away. And here's me some scallions. I'm gonna cut really small. Put in my bowl of veggies. And I wished I had some red, like red bell pepper or yellow. That would be awesome. I'm gonna not put all this right here in there. I can save that for soup or something, or I don't know. And this is a clean paper towel, or it was. I'm just gonna cut these small. Because if I put all that in there, it's gonna make it too, watery. In my bowl. Alrighty. And I have some black olives. They're pitted. There's nothing in there. And they're like a medium size. And they're tasty. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I love olives. I like Kalamata olives. I think I want to cut them up a little bit more. Stick them in this bowl. And there's my veggies. And if I had anything else to put in it, I probably would. But I think that's perfect. Alrighty. And I'm gonna put these in here and use them for another day. Y'all don't judge me. I've got some raspberry walnut vinaigrette. I put a little bit of vinegar, a little bit of mayonnaise because I like a creamy pasta salad. And I put a little bit of garlic paste in there. And some sesame, not sesame, daggone it, celery seed, some salt and pepper, and we'll wait till the pasta's ready. And some people don't like warm potato salad or warm pasta salad. It don't bother me, not one bit. I rinsed it in cold water, drained it, and it's pink, but I don't care. It's that raspberry dressing. Pink pasta salad from the raspberries. And that's just fine with me. Need some salt. And a little bit more of the dressing. And it's gonna dry out once you put it in the refrigerator. You'll have to add more to it because it'll absorb a lot of that. And that color might be a little off-putting to some people, but I like the dressing. And I also make my own, but I like the Olive Garden brand real well. I haven't eaten all day, I'm hungry. Pink pasta salad. Oh, I think next time I'm not gonna split my bread like I did this time. It rises weird. Oh, y'all, look at my chicken and my vegetables. Doesn't that look yummy? I've got it on warm. Okay, we're gonna be eating soon. And I'm starving. So my husband wants some garlic butter. I asked him if he wanted barbecue sauce. What did he want for his chicken? To dip the chicken in. And I've got salted butter here, 1 stick. And I'm going to use my minced garlic paste. I like it. Probably gonna try about a tablespoon because it's not real strong. And I'm gonna add a little bit of black pepper. He did not want any lemon or anything on it, or in that either. I'm preheating my oven to 350 for my bread. So I did, just a minute ago, I did I ordered some stuff from Shein, and I wanted to show it to you. So it'll be on a separate video if y'all want to take a look at it. All right, thank you. I wanted to show y'all my little things I got for my shoes. It's cooking utensils, a refrigerator, a mouse holding a big old spoon, a cutting board, a mixer. Can y'all see it? A mixer. Everybody's wearing them. I thought they were so cute, so I got me some So I got my butter going over here. I had to turn it down. I want to try to clarify it a little bit because that makes it taste even nuttier. I really like clarified butter. If some of you don't know what that is, and I'm sure you do, it's where the milk solids separate and they'll brown. It's like if you go have lobster or something at a seafood restaurant and you dip it in that butter, that's how they do it. Okay, well, I'm about to bake this. It could rise even higher, but we got to eat dinner sometime. And I shouldn't split it. It would be up to here, but that's okay. It's just fine. Now that tablespoon of minced garlic is the perfect amount for this. It's delicious. I am so hungry. Okay. I wished I hadn't split the top of my bread, but I'll make some more. Okay. Let's check out this butter. You don't want to cook it on real high. Not after you get it to go and you turn it down. Or I do. I'm just saying. Because that garlic can burn too. Alrighty. It's almost ready. Now I know there was several things that I made today in these videos. Or this video. It's more than one video I've got to edit and put together, but I do appreciate you guys watching. And please share. And it's important if you would hit that like button. They count all of that, YouTube does. Or if you'd leave a comment, they count that too. So I think my butter's good enough. It's as good as it's gonna get. We're gonna bake that bread for about 30 minutes. We want the internal temperature, I think it's 205. I think that's right. So we're gonna check it. And we're gonna have to eat it before we're supposed to. So I checked. And if you're checking the internal temperature of your bread, it should be 190 to 210. That's what it said. Pink pasta salad. But I like the dressing a lot. Oh well. I'm taking my bread from the oven. It didn't turn out bad. And you want to put it on a wire rack, or I need to put it on a wire rack so it won't sweat. I'm hoping it's done. And it will continue cooking. When you take it out of the oven, it still will continue cooking. I just hope it's done. So here we Beautiful. Beautiful, and it smells wonderful. I'm gonna take a little bit more butter. And just put it on top. You can skip that if you don't want butter on it. And there we go. Now I'm going to get my chicken and vegetables out. Okay, this is a lot of food, but Randy's daddy is going to be eating for about a week, 5 days on a lot of this. So I want to show it to you. That roasted potato and that chicken. Smells lovely. Oh, the bread is beautiful. Oops, I almost dropped it. Doggone. It cuts a lot better if you let it cool, but if you keep it on a wire rack, it won't sweat. Let's try cheese. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Besides the pink pasta salad, it looks delicious. Chicken is tender. I could have took it out probably 45 minutes earlier. I'm gonna put a little bit of garlic butter on it. All right, y'all, this is delicious. I'm gonna go eat. I'm tired. So that concludes the video. Thank y'all for watching. I know it's probably pretty long, but I had several things I had to do today. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you next time on A Taste of Country.